Trend lines, like horizontal lines, are key in helping us make trading decisions. We can now not only determine and plot trends, but we can identify key patterns in price action and anticipate price movement. Here we have a clear downtrend followed by an upward trend on the 4-hour chart of dollar Swiss. To get started, click on the Trend Line button on your toolbar. We can now see our trend line cursor, and we start by clicking on our starting point. Hold and drag your mouse to the top of the wick of the candle at the end of the trend. The first thing we notice is that the wicks of these 4 candles are well in line with each other. We can also see a 5th attempt here at touching this downward trend line. These points on the candles are called swing highs. The corresponding points on the lower trend line are called swing lows. The rule of thumb is we would like to see at least 3 points of contact to define a trend. Drawing a line between 2 points on a chart does not constitute a trend. You will note that this trend line carries on forever. You may not find this desirable as it may interfere later on. Let's fix this. Double-click on the line and you will note that 3 small boxes appear. Now right-click on the line and a pop-up box appears. Click Trend Line Properties. Untick the box that says Ray. Your trend line will now end at a fixed point. The 3 small boxes also allow you to reposition the trend line from either end or the middle. If we move either end, we notice 2 figures appearing. The left is the horizontal distance in candles from one end point to the other, and the figure on the right is the vertical distance. A full explanation of these figures can be found in our video 7 on MT4 crosshairs. As an example of moving the trend line, you may want to ignore the swing highs and plot a trend line based on candle opening and closing. Simply move the endpoints to reflect the change. If you want to change anything else about the line, you may right-click and again choose Trend Line Properties and change the color, style, or thickness. These changes will be automatically saved for the next time you use this feature. The 2 lines we drew here are upper and lower trend lines and create a trend channel. We will be discussing trend channels in our education series. To delete trend lines, like any object, you may use the Delete key on your keyboard or right-click on the chart and select Object List. Here you may select individual lines and delete them. Let's take a look at another way to use trend lines. Here on our daily chart on gold, we spotted a clear downtrend which consists of 12 lower highs. This is clearly not a channel as there is no lower parallel line. We could consider this as a lower trend line, and we could try to be creative by looking at previous higher lows, but let's just consider these 4 points for now. Getting back to our horizontal line, we could also consider that this to be a key level of support, and not many would disagree. Regardless, we have drawn either a pennant or a triangle, which you may find to be a key element in your trading strategy. We will go into more detail on how to trade these in our education series, but for now, let's see what happened to our pennant. To review, in this lesson we covered drawing a simple trend line, modifying a trend line, identifying swing highs and swing lows on consecutive candles, and using trend lines to draw channels and triangles. In the next lesson, we will look at the moving average on MT4.